Hello students, today we'll study the third part of the poem A Roadside Stand. I'm gonna give you line by line explanation of the third part, and I request all of you to open your books, open the particular page which I am explaining, and kindly concentrate on the explanation. So here I go. Sometimes I feel myself I can hardly bear the thought of so much childish longing in vain. So, in these lines, the poet Robert Frost reveals his own sentiments at the condition of the villagers. He finds their continual failure at the expectation that some car would stop to make a purchase to be extremely childish. The wish for a customer almost becomes an obsession for them. तो इन हिंदी आई एक्सप्लेन, जो रोड के किनारे ये गांव के लोग दुकानें लगा के खड़ी रहते हैं, ये बेतहाशा उम्मीद बनाए बैठे रहते हैं कि कोई कार आएगी, रुकेगी और उनका सामान खरीदेगी. तो कस्टमर के इंतज़ार जो में ये खड़े रहते हैं ये लोग, ये इंतज़ार एक ऑब्सेशन, एक जुनून जैसा बन गया है इनके लिए. नेक्स्ट लाइन्स, it is lines 34 to 35 of the poem. The sadness that lurks near the open window there, that waits all day in almost open prayer. The poet is deeply saddened, deeply grieved by the sadness that is hidden in their disappointment each time a car rolls past. Their wait is almost like a prayer, whereas the passers-by carelessly ignore their requirements. However, it still is in vain. So the poetic device used in these lines is personification. You may notice the lines: the sadness that lurks near the open window there. Here, sadness has been personified. Next lines. For the squeal of brakes, the sound of a stopping car, of all the thousand selfish cars that pass, just one to inquire what a farmer's prices are. The farmer is constantly waiting to hear the squeal of tires of a car that will stop by. He is hopeful that at least one out of thousands of selfish passengers that pass by in their cars would stop to at least inquire about the price of the items that they were selling. So again, in these lines, the poetic device is personification. Selfish cars. Selfish is actually a human quality. Here it is given to cars, selfish cars. So the poetic device in this line is personification. Again, another poetic device is onomatopoeia. In the lines, squeal of brakes. Squeal is crying, chillana. It's an animal sound which is given to brakes. Squeal of brakes. So here the poetic device, the literary device is onomatopoeia. When you give some sound of animal to some object, in that case, the literary device, the figure of speech, the poetic device is onomatopoeia. Now I come to next lines. And one did stop, but only to plow up grass, in using the yard to back and turn around. A car indeed stopped by, but it had nothing to do with the shed. It raised the farmer's hopes up, only to be dashed to the ground again. It merely revved up its engine in order to turn around and crushed the grass under its tires. तो एक कार वहाँ पे रुकी, दुकानदार बड़े खुश हुए, लेकिन वो कार कुछ खरीदने नहीं, केवल ग्रास को दबा करके टर्न होने के लिए रुकी. Now I come to the next lines, that is lines 41 to 43 of the poem. And another to ask, could they sell it a gallon of gas? They couldn't. This crossly, they had none. Didn't it see? Again, another car stopped, but only to ask for directions, or even to inquire if they could buy gas for the car. This annoys the farmers, as they did not have fuel. Could they not see it themselves? So the poetic device used here is a rhetorical question. They couldn't, this crossly, they had none. Didn't it see? It is quite obvious that farmer does not sell fuel for vehicles. What he has, they don't seem to want, but what they want, that he does not offer. एक दूसरी गाड़ी जो रुकी, जिसे देख के फार्मर बड़े खुश हुए, वो कार फ्यूल, गैसोलीन या गैस खरीदने के लिए रुकी, जो फार्मर्स नहीं बेचते थे. तो फार्मर्स को गुस्सा आने लगा, इरिटेशन हुआ. उन्होंने कहा, देख नहीं सकते ये लोग क्या कि हम लोग गैस नहीं बेच रहे हैं, फ्यूल नहीं बेच रहे हैं. तो यहाँ पे जो पोएटिक डिवाइस है वो एक प्रश्न कर रहे हैं, क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं. डिडंट इट सी? तो रिटोरिकल क्वेश्चन, पोएटिक डिवाइसेस. Next lines. No. In country money, the country scale of gain, the requisite lift of spirit has never been found, or so the voice of the country seems to complain. Scale means extent, degree, range. The poet claims that business is not so profitable for the country dwellers, for the rural people, for the villagers. They don't seem to make as much as their counterparts in the city. Their lifestyle provides ample evidence to support this fact. However hard they try, they never seem to have the kind of money that takes to enjoy the luxuries that city folk have. Next lines. I can't help owning the great relief it would be to put these people at one stroke out of their pain. Now, in these lines, the poet Robert Frost feels frustrated by the pain of the villagers. In a moment of complete despair, he makes a shocking revelation. He sometimes feels that it might be best to simply put these people out of their pain and hardships at one stroke. He wishes that he could just once and for all put an end to their suffering. गुस्से में रॉबर्ट फ्रॉस्ट बोलते हैं, इनके दुख को एक झटके में ख़त्म कर दो, इनको खलास कर दो, खात्मा कर दो इनका, तब इनके दुख भी ख़त्म हो जाएंगे. ऐसा वो फ्रस्ट्रेशन में बोलते हैं, दुख में बोलते हैं इन लाइनों में. Now I come to lines 49 to 51. That is the last three lines of the poem. Please pay attention. And then, next day as I come back into the scene, I wonder how I should like you to come to me and offer to put me gently out of my pain. But next day, After speaking these lines in frustration that I should finish these people and stop their suffering in one shot, then in next day the poet comes to his senses. When sanity returns to him the day after he gets this thought, he wonders how he might feel if someone found him in pain and offered to put him out of his misery in the same way. The next day he realizes that if he was to be in pain and somebody stops his suffering in this way by finishing him, then how will he feel? How would he feel? So next day he comes back to his senses and he contemplates on his previous thoughts, that what kind of nasty and insensitive thoughts he was having to finish the suffering of these people in one go. That means to kill them all. That is what he meant. So that is the end of the explanation of this poem. Now I should give you a brief overview of the poem. So in this poem, A Roadside Stand, this poem actually conveys Frost's distrust of city dwellers due to their lack of community feeling. They do not have any concern for others. Their insensitivity towards the needs of fellow human beings because they are different is not justified. This distancing from other human beings highlights the inhumanity of man towards man. The poem is also a vivid depiction of the plight of rural folk caught in the painful difficulties related to development. So this is the end of my lesson. I hope you liked and learned from it. Thank you very much. Best of luck. Take care.